Good evening, Facebook. I'm Angela Green, Executive Director of On Location Memphis, and I want to welcome you to our first ever broadcast of MMB Live. MMB Live is basically just a news show for music and film entertainers brought to you by On Location Memphis. We want to talk a little bit about the news, talk to some of our guests, some of our supporters, industry professionals, and individuals and artists, as well as give you more information about the Memphis Music Bank. So here to host with me, I have to bring to the stage, the virtual stage, my partner in crime, Miss Christy Taylor, our creative liaison. Christy, how you doing?
Monday. Let's get it on. I wore our Memphis Music. I gotta show the tea. I had all right, come on now. So I was like, I definitely wanted to rep the MMB Music Bank tonight with the glitter.
And exactly.
Good time. Be sure to share this with your friends and all that good stuff. We're gonna have a good time and good discussion.
Exactly. So let's start off with a little bit of news. A lot of things kind of jumped off last month, as well as a lot of things coming up in March. So let's start with the film industry. What's going on?
Whoa, well, as a creative liaison with the MMB, I definitely am all things convergence of film and music, two things I love. I love music. And for those who don't know, before my radio life, I was all about singing in the music industry. And post my radio life, I've all been about film. So the convergence is real, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
To the convergence of movies and music, I just really want to talk about the Golden Globe. All right, so I'm kind of like skipping around. Some of the notes that I want to bring out is number one, the Golden Globes. It happened on last night. And
did you watch the whole thing? Did you watch the Golden Globes?
I did not watch it. I have become, and I was just reading Deadline.com. The Golden Globes, the ratings are down. However, watching it via streaming and replay is up. So this is the world of consuming information. So, of course, it was hosted by Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. But, of course, once again, as we watch award shows and a lot of TV, you binge watch, you watch the clips. So Comcast, of course, they took a hit as far as just viewership, but the show was up. But the greatest takeaways for me, of course, I got to give a shout out to, and I'm going to make sure I look at my notes so I pronounce the names correctly. Chloe Zhao became the Asian woman to win the Golden Globe for Best Director. So got to give a shout out to her because that diversity matters, okay? And then of the winning films, TV shows, actors, and production teams of the 2021 Golden Globe Award. I really, of course, I know you love the Netflix show, The Crown.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I love The Crown.
And also, we got to give a shout out to, let me make sure, hold on. One of the emotional things was Chadwick Boseman won his first Globe, and it was for a film he never saw. And he passed last August of colon cancer at the age of 43. And one of the last productions he was on was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which is, of course, an adaptation of August Wilson's play of the same name. And in this film, Chadwick Boseman, he played a musician. So his widow, she accepted the award for his best actor in a motion picture drama on his behalf. So once again, the convergence of music and film. And another big winner when it came to converging music and film is another film that I'm really looking forward to watching. I haven't watched it yet, which is today she won for best performance by an actress in a motion picture drama for the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Oh yeah, that's definitely on my list.
Yeah. So and what I'm hearing is that the way that Lee Daniels, who helmed this particular project, he really went in on the song and the importance of the song, or the impact that the song had of Strange Fruit, and how the United States literally were, they really came for Billie Holiday. And for many people, they believe that led to her ultimate and her subsequent demise. But everyone is saying that Andra Day, who, the song she did, Rise Up, did a phenomenal job, and that's why she won Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture Drama. And last but not least, definitely another movie. I know I'm kind of slow in watching my movies lately. Oh my goodness. Best Motion Picture Animated was Soul.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, Daniel, and please help me say his name correctly, is it Kaluuya? He won Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role any motion picture for Judas and the Black Messiah. So
that's a must-see. That one is definitely a must-see.
Okay, and of course, I think that for a lot of people are having discussions both around Judas and the Black Messiah and also about the United States versus Billie Holiday, which of course, once again, Andra Day, hats off to her. But the most emotional one was definitely the honor that was provided to Chadwick Boseman. So, but as with music and film, definitely there were a couple of movies that really. Oh, matter of fact, backpedal, Christy, backpedal. Even the Best Motion Picture Animated, which was Soul, was about a musician. So when it came to bringing music and film together, we definitely was represented. Now, I don't remember seeing any, like with the Grammys or with the Oscars, they'll have categories that specifically speak to music scoring. But from my understanding, I don't see that the Golden Globe really covers that category.
I'm not exactly sure, but we have a guest who may be able to shed some light on that, who has a lot more information about the Golden Globes.
Well, that's what's happening on the music side, the music and film side that, I was really excited about. And once again, I'm a little late to watching my movies, but I'm going to have to binge watch definitely Judas and the Black Messiah. I was really holding off really on emotional reasons from watching Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. But I definitely want to also check out the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Absolutely. So really just, I want to kind of touch on Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I actually did a breakdown of that movie because for me, it is a must-see for any artist who is attempting or building a career in the music industry. I mean, to think that back in the 1930s, but the industry still functioning and operating in the exact same way. And so I really encourage the artists to watch that. And so when I looked through the news this past month, I'm back to the money. I'm an attorney by trade. I'm always about the dollar bills. And so a lot of important news that came down the pipe last month concerning royalties for artists, as well as PPP loans for artists. So the first thing is, I don't know if you all are familiar with the Music Licensing Collective. If you are a musician, you definitely need to get familiar with that agency. If you are familiar, the Music Modernization Act was passed back in 2018. So they've been spending all this time putting all the mechanisms in place so that they can start acting on that new legislation. It's supposed to help with independent artists, for them as far as collecting more money from their music. Now, one of the aspects of it was mechanical licensing money that has been held by the streaming services that had not been matched up to the artists. They call it the
what does that mean? How did that happen?
Who knows? Registrations, people not registering the music properly, the PROs, the ISRC codes. It's a lot of stuff. But they've been collecting all of this money, and they have been able to find who this money belongs to, these streaming fees. Now, a couple of weeks ago, it was announced that I believe it was $424 million was turned over to the Mechanical Licensing Collective so that they can start matching that income up with those independent artists who they refers to. So they've been trying to get the word out, telling the artists to go to the Music Licensing Collective to register. It's free, set up by the government, so that they can go ahead and claim that money.
You need to drop that in. Okay, what do you call it? I'm going to put into the Music Licensing.
It's called the Music Licensing Collective. The website is themlc.com. That's the website. All right,
well, you might want to drop that in the comments over there. Hi, Miss Sassy Sandra here. We see you.
Exactly. Now, of course, we're testing this situation. So I had one of my artists to go ahead and register so we can see what's really going on. Are we really going to be able to collect this money? Because many artists, they're putting out albums and they've been streaming these albums down for years and been getting pennies from the PROs, and they just kind of felt like, hey, something's wrong with this. I feel like I should be getting some more money. So my artist friend, he went ahead and registered, and then all of a sudden he received email back. Now this was just last week, so this is hot off the press. He received an email back saying that CD Baby registered on his behalf for his content. Now
I'm thinking
figured out all of that.
Right. Because I'm thinking my spoken word CD is on CD Baby.
Right, exactly. So we're not exactly sure what that means. You know, him releasing his album through CD Baby, did that also give them the right to collect this money and also register with this new agency that is just now? And my thing too, he's been registered with CD Baby with ISRC codes all this time. This is an album that's been out for almost 10 years, but he hasn't received the money. Why weren't they able to match it up? You know what I'm saying? So interesting information. You need to check into it. That's the Music Licensing Collective. You need to look into it. You may have some money. The other thing, and this is for filmmakers as well as musicians, the PPP, you know, that's the Paycheck Protection Program that released last year. They have a new round going on right now. You can put your loans in and request your funds. These are loans that are forgivable, so they're really like grants. But starting today,
they're doing the new formula.
New formulas that's coming down the pike that's supposed to give more benefits or bigger loans to self-employed and gig workers. But
exactly,
regulations or rules have not been announced yet. They're supposed to come out this week. They're telling people to keep your eyes and ears open on it. Now, this is the catch, though. We're also in the middle of the 2-week exclusive opportunity for small businesses to submit their loans. So basically, during this 2 weeks, only small businesses can submit their loans.
Like micro, as they calling us now, because I'm a sole proprietor, self-employed. They're like calling us the micro small business. But
exactly,
it started last Wednesday.
But this is the thing: the new rules that's going to give the bigger loans have not gone into effect.
I know, which is crazy.
Right. So if you put your application in for the PPP now, you will not be able to partake in the bigger loan calculations. So they're people to hold off on those applications or hold off from submitting those applications until the rules come down the pipe. So if you have a relationship with your bank, and I hope after last year you went ahead and got a relationship with the bank, your banker about, hey, get my information, get my application, but hold it until it come out. And then submit it to the SBA so that you can be a part of those bigger loan funds. So those are my 2 news articles that I felt like were noteworthy. I mean, we need to reiterate it over and over again. Let people know we got to stick together. Got to make it through.
But I think underscoring the fact that if you are a musician, you are considered a sole proprietor. So make sure you follow through on that. If you're a freelancer in any shape, form, or fashion, if you're a gig worker, but definitely if you are a creative entrepreneur.
Correct. That's exactly a creative entrepreneur.
If you are a creative entrepreneur, you are qualified to pursue that. And as you say, hopefully you've been filing your taxes.
Right. Filing your taxes, keeping your business book straight. Building that relationship with a lender, with the bank, because many times issue last year was they only were submitting the applications for people that they knew. So
and that's part of the issue, though.
Relationships with them.
But I will say that even when I pursued it last year, because I'm a small, the smallest of the small business, that most of the banks were like,
the loan was too small.
So this is that adjustment. So I'm going to definitely double back, but I'm like you. I'm going to wait till the new numbers are in. You apply now, it'll be the same thing. Like you don't, qualify.
Exactly.
From line 31 to line 7.
Right. Exactly.
On your Schedule C. That's some good news. I mean, that's good news. It's newsworthy indeed. Because like you said, you're about to get them coins. Get those
coins. So we're going to take a break right quick. message from the MMB. Hello, we're back. I'm Angela Green, Executive Director of Location Memphis, and I have with me
Christy Taylor, the creative liaison of the Memphis Music Bank. And such a cool commercial. Shout out to one of our own music composers who was
Rowdy.
Rowdy. As a matter of fact, Rowdy has been making a lot. He's been getting really rowdy and getting a lot of business and a lot of deals. Shout out to him, of course.
Exactly.
We're going to be talking more about something special that happened for Rowdy when it comes to getting those coins through the
exactly. Absolutely. So this guest tonight is a young lady that I met in 2010 when I first started volunteering with On Location Memphis. And she was a great supporter of On Location Memphis back then. And through the transition and myself taking over the organization, she has maintained that support of the organization. And she's really kind of taken me under her wing. And I truly appreciate her. I'm just so happy that I can call her my friend. Welcome to the virtual stage, Miss Lynn Sidler.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Actually, we're taking each other under the wings. I'm under your wing and you're under mine. That's really the way that it should be. Yeah, but I was just listening to your talk about the music industry, and that's not my field, but I decided I would text someone whose field it is while y'all were talking, so I would be sure to get this right. John Horniak, the executive director of the Recording Academy. When you all were talking about musicians and music licensing and musicians losing their credits, I know that his national trustee, Gabri Waddell, have you had him on the show?
Not yet, but we'll have to put him on our guest list for the future.
Yes, because I had heard about this fantastic thing that went worldwide. He even has his own page on Wikipedia now, and wow. It's called Sound Credit. He created Sound Credit.
That's right.
Yeah, to make it easier to capture credits on recordings by allowing engineers to enter credits at the beginning of the recording process. Everyone is involved in the process can edit and track the credits. So, he's some kind of genius inventing this software, and it's drawing a lot of recognition.
Well, Gabriel, he actually did a couple of years ago when we were first launching the Memphis Music Bank, way before we even launched our website. He did sit on a panel for us for our music scoring symposium. And so we are familiar with Sound Credit, but we definitely need to follow back up with him and just kind of get the update and see how things have been coming right along.
Mm-hmm. And another local thing that I'd like to brag about, when Christy was talking about the Golden Globes, it's funny, but Monica Levinson, who produced a very serious movie here, Tom Shadyack's Brian Banks, I heard her being thanked by what is his name, Sasha Barat?
Yes.
Anyway, he actually thanked her. When his film won Best Comedy, Barat's subsequent movie film, and he thanked Monica Levinson. I thought, Monica, she was so serious. She actually of his film. And
was she one of the producers? Was she one of the producers of his film?
And one of the producers of Brian Banks that shot here.
Excellent.
So even if they're come here for 3 months, I take credit for them. They're temporary Memphians, honorary Memphians, but Gabri is certainly a Memphian.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
I want to plug this in because we are talking about Memphians who are definitely making noise. We always can give space for Craig Brewer, who has been running thick as thieves with Eddie Murphy, did Don't Say My Name, and of course coming out next week. No, this week.
Oh, it's this week. It's this week, the 5th.
Yes, the 5th. Amazon Prime. I'm going to be in front of my Amazon Prime checking out To America. That was also direct, and everybody's saying it's hilarious. Those who watched the screeners and those who watched the early editions is so shout out to him as well.
And absolutely for him to take it on, because we know Coming to America, the first one, that is a Black cinema classic. Everyone knows Coming to America, so I'm definitely looking forward to the sequel. It's a long time coming. We've been waiting on this one.
There's an article in Essence on how the film, the first film, was like a cultural landmark, and
Yes.
where they were when they first saw it and who they saw it with. And even Craig was he can remember when he saw it with his dad years ago, and
he should have been a teenager. Yeah,
he never dreamed that he would be directing the film. Now he'll be on tomorrow night online through Indie Memphis, talking about making it to America.
Exactly. That's their Shoot and Splice.
That's right.
Shoot and Splice.
And
Definitely.
I hope that they were going to have like a limited run at Malco, but not this time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sad about that. But
so what's been going on, Lynn, as far as the commission and Shelby County and all of us getting back to work here?
Yes. Well, it's been surprisingly busy during the pandemic. And once everybody got their ducks in a row about the filming protocols and what was required and what was expected, we started getting a whole lot of interest. And a lot of these are local connections. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Jasser Wahid's project about a Middle Eastern immigrant to Memphis. It's kind of based on his own life story. And there he is with looks like, it's not an N95, but it looks like a gas mask he has on. But he's there with Lorraine Bracco on the left and his male lead on the right. And that is, I think that's going to get a lot of international attention, a whole lot. Then High Heel finished about a month ago. Princeton Eccles was the associate producer on that. We had a lot of crew, and they were trying to. There we go. One of the producers was Post Malone. I understand he never really came here, but he was a producer on paper. And then his manager, Dre London, who Variety picked as Manager of the Year 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It was his company. He decided to branch out into music-related films. So there we go, Christy. That's right up your alley. And hopefully someone will pick it up. They ended up making a sizzle reel or a trailer. And for a trailer, I never had heard of anybody making a pilot in 6 days. I was just telling Angela that we had a client who had $5 million budget in 3 months to make a pilot back in 2000. And they made a valiant attempt, and I'll be interested to see the footage, quite frankly. Yeah. And then we also had Google, a big Google commercial with Nikki Newberger as the location manager. And she's one of the names that you see time and time again. She's been doing locations for 20-something years. She and Martin Lane, and they usually are the ones that are hired on the bigger projects by the clients because they look at their credits and they have such huge credits. But she did a great job. It was the one Google was doing a commercial on Black-owned businesses, and so you can find on Google. And this was of the four-way grill, and it was just beautiful. I saw one of the versions, and then of course we had the top secret Justin Timberlake inaugural project, and they had us, just there we go. It was Justin Timberlake and Ant Clemens, who is also a huge talent, and they shot in stacks and outside of stacks. And I was talking to Kevin Kane about it today, and I said, they had me under threat of death, and I don't tell anyone. And,
Oh yeah, that didn't get out at all. No one knew about that.
When the media saw it on Inauguration Day, people go, "Well, how did this happen?" And they called everybody but the film commission, maybe the permits and giving them the crew information. And Martin Lane was the location manager on that, and he did a fantastic job, and so did the Memphis police. Lots of times, most people don't know how integral it is that the Memphis police, since 1988, the Memphis police, the motorcycle unit, has been working productions, and I like to call it our Memphis movie unit, and they really make the difference in whether it doesn't work.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
And of course, we have Women of the Movement that was here. Maybe a month ago now, and this time they shot mainly at the Central Station Hotel, inside and out on the corner of Main and G.E. Patterson, and up and down South Main, and it was just like a wonderland. I mean, they took it back to 1955 with scans and magazines from that period, and they dressed the windows and shot it inside the arcade, and they'll be back. And it's a TV series for ABC. They don't have a release date yet. And of course, it's Women of the Movement, Women of the Civil Rights Movement.
Yes.
And it starts with a very sad, very horrible story of what happened to Emmett Till when he left Chicago to go to Mississippi. And then it carries on with his mother, Mamie Till, and her heroic work, which really a lot of people, I understand a lot of, experts, historians say that the Emmett Till murder, as horrible as it was really the spark that ignited the modern day civil rights movement.
That is correct. That is correct.
Very important story. And we tried to get it headquartered here, and we almost did, but unfortunately, Tennessee couldn't match Mississippi's incentive. We have legislation that's pending. So
what's the new legislative news? Because that's where it all matters.
Yeah, back in the 80s and 90s when I started this job, it was all about their experience here, their creative experience. How aesthetically were the locations matching the script locations, and they like the vibe, and they all love the vibe. And but then as soon as incentives entered the picture, we started losing projects. But there's legislation that's pending now. It's just starting, and I'm very, very hopeful for it because it has huge support. Comcast, Discovery. Discovery has the huge complex in East Tennessee that used to be HGTV, and AT&T. And the reason corporations are involved, it's not so obvious unless you know that they have these conglomerates have subdivisions, like AT&T owns HBO, Warner Media. And so music can be incentivized by granting the parent company a tax credit, and a tax exemption on state sales tax, and music and film. So you know what? I think the future is bright.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think once we get down the road a little bit, it just started in subcommittee, but I'd like both of you right now, and then later we'll open it up, but both of you to write, and I'll send you the information, and later we'll open it up to everybody. But here at the beginning, we're having targeted people write, and then we'll open it up, and the union's supportive. Now, not everybody can apply, of course, because not everybody, it's not for independent film. We're going to have to get more money in the grant fund to help independent film. and productions, TV productions, et cetera, that are not part of or not owned by a big conglomerate that can take advantage of this. But it's a smart incentive if you think about it. It's really smart because it's encouraging these companies to come here and do even more business. And these are productions that'll pay you on time, give you benefits, and it just goes on and on. Everything's changing, everything's exciting, and the Memphis Music Bank that you all have put together, it's just been an incredible way to add creativity and the average producer to use have access to original music and through Angela. And recently when we received a grant through CARES funding, and we used part of it to produce a commercial on COVID safety. And it was the cutest thing I've ever seen, if I can say so myself, with those juke dancers and your music. Why don't you tell me how that came about, Angela?
Okay.
There are simple ways to fight COVID-19. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 6 feet apart. Wash your hands often with soap. And most importantly, mask up.
You see how that whole window is built around the music. And the choreographer, I gave her Angela's name, and I gave her another recording studio person's name. And she, I said, it's up to you. You're the one that's going to, be the choreographer. And so sure enough, she picked Angela right off. And that was not the first, it was the second time we used you all. The first time we did Memphis promo, this was a commercial, even though it served the function of a PSA. It was a commercial, we bought time. So I think it was good publicity for everybody. And like I said, those dancers, someone said to me, Lynn, what are you producing? Moses? We had like 15 people and a set medic and everything else. And I said, well, they told me to get people back to work.
Exactly. That's right. Put them back to work.
For a good cause. So I can't tell you how proud I am of that. And it never would have happened without the Memphis Music Bank. It really would not.
And we really appreciate that support. And the commission does have the distinction of being the absolute first company to license music from the bank. And they licensed that song before we even had the website. I think I was posting the music on SoundCloud, and Lynn reached out and said she needed some music for something that they were putting together for people who support the commission. And I just started pulling tracks off of our SoundCloud account and sending it to her, and she was taking it to the producer to see if it'll work. And we finally found one that worked. That was actually Richard Wilson's track. And he's still a part of the bank, has many tracks in the bank. Smooth blues is pretty much his forte. I mean, you go to that genre and that's pretty much Richard. And then Rowdy was the composer of the track for the commercial last year. So we thank you, Lynn, for that support and continued support. And so I just thank you for being here with us tonight on our first broadcast as well, our first guest, Christy.
Well, so I'm in trouble. Let me be sure to give Trice at Via Productions credit for everything that he's done to support us, including, there was another editor at Via, and forgive me, I can't remember his name, but Trice is now the creative director. And he would sit with me, I know, on the Indie Memphis promo, and we listened to track and listened to tracks and listened to tracks. And the guys at Via, they did the Indie Memphis promo pro bono, but this, I wouldn't accept any pro bono if they offered it to me, because everybody's had such hard times. And so I was proud to be able to, since they helped us out when we didn't have any money, that without a grant, I was proud to have Via and help. And forgive me, the editor, I can't think of your name, but yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
And those kids are so cute. And do you know that the mask, it went by so quickly, but each dancer had on a Henry mask.
Oh,
Wow.
yes, which of course is Rich Fresh, who's also a designer who's from Memphis that now lives in LA. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And again, it's all teamwork.
Collaboration.
That was the work of the choreographer Taryn Noor, who's also the entertainment director for the Grizzlies, and she showed up with these Henry masks, and I said great, and she created the outfits for them as well, and the pink and red sneakers, and then lo and behold, what happens? But they contact us on social media and want to use the commercial. I forgot to tell you that.
No, really? Okay.
The founder himself contacted us the second time.
Okay.
Henry Mask. They loved it.
Henry Mask. Excellent.
It shows all the talent that I can draw to me. Not that I have any, but I can draw. I can be a talent magnet.
That's right. Exactly. Awesome. That's what we wanted to do. Just have it circle around. That's what it's all about.
Yes, I think we're all good at that, at drawing talent.
Yeah. Well, Lynn, I want to thank you for joining us tonight for this broadcast and just sharing with us some of the things that are going on with the commission. I'm sure you're going to come back and see us again eventually, right?
Yeah, I love this show. I told Angela I wanted her to do it with us.
Yes,
and we will. Yeah, we're gonna definitely make that happen, because I think people need to know all of the things that are going on with the commission. It's a lot of things that go on and people don't even know until they see it on television. And so It's awesome work that you all do. Awesome promoting the city to the world, basically. And people need to be more aware of what's going on right in their backyard.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And so good to be with both of you today, to be reunited with both of you. And
I know. It's good to be with you too virtually.
Memphis Commission, I guess it's okay that I say that's your other identity, your day job, and Christy, and they are a true partner in helping us and in helping the clients.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right.
Thank you.
Excellent. So that's a lot of good information. There's a lot of good projects that are going on here right in the city.
Right here in the city. And definitely being able to have these kind of conversations on a monthly or quarterly basis really can, cause us all to kind of come together in the creative community. And particularly to hear the stuff that the state is doing. That's so important. That's how you get millions and millions of
dollars here. Exactly. That's how you get that here, and that's how we continue to grow as an industry, and that's what we want to do, just continue to build, see Memphis, Tennessee as a whole up as a go-to spot for film and music. So anyway, let's turn our attention to the Memphis Music Bank. While you're here.
Like this, because for a lot of people who may not really understand what the Memphis Music Bank is, it's an opportunity for Tennessee musicians to put their creative original works in a depository, a great music database for filmmakers, content creators, even film commission projects to utilize their music as they did with that commercial or as a movie or a podcast. So here's one of our music composers celebrating. Here we go.
All right. So this is one of our music composers. This is E. And this is our track Spotlight. So take a listen.
artist Raheed, and that's in the modern jazz. And as you can see, this tag set is chill and funky. Of course, for those, I couldn't get a good hearing on that. All you have to do is go to the website, go to Memphis Music Bank, bankwithaQ.com, and check out Raheed, and just check out the list of other songs that are also in the Memphis Music Bank. And because I am the creative liaison, this is an opportunity for me to also say we have opportunities to bring filmmakers and music creators together. And one fun way we do that is our mixer competition. I'm so excited because coming up this month, March the 23rd, 7 p.m., we have yet another virtual MMB mixer competition. We're going to have competing one of our composers, Kirk Smith, Raeed, who you just heard one of his feature songs, and our judges will be Richard Orga, also Brian Bozeman, and our featured filmmaker will also be one of our judges, will be our very own Rod Kirby. So I want to personally invite you. I'm going to be hosting to this virtual MMB mixer competition. And yes, all right, she switched us up. We'd love for you all to join us for that mixer competition. Of course, and if you want to see the other ones, we've had some really good ones. Go to our YouTube channel. We're needing your subscriptions. We want you to hit that like, subscribe, hit the bell, and stay in the loop on all things MMB.
And they're also streaming on our Facebook page. So just look up Mixer Competition, MMB Mixer Competition, and you will see all of our broadcasts. We've done 4 so far, so we're coming right along. Well, we've done 3. We're going into our 4th one this month. And if you want to compete as a composer for the MMB Mixer Competition, we're always looking for composers. This club is exclusive for Memphis Music Bank composers. So you have to have content in the bank in order to compete in the mixer competition. But it's a great way for you to connect to film creatives. You get paid for your music license. So if you win, you will get paid for a music license. It's also a good way to network with TV, film, and music industry professionals. So if you are interested in being a part of the Memphis Music Bank, guess what? We're actually doing an informational meeting tonight. We will have at 8:00 p.m., we will be doing an informational meeting for the Memphis Music Bank. We have placed in the chat the link so that you can register, so you can get that link for the Zoom, so that you can be a part of that meeting. You just go to ticketleap.com. Just go to ticketleap.com and look up MB informational meeting and be able to register so that you can get the link. And hopefully we will see you tonight so you can get more information about the Memphis Music Bank. One of the good things about, and one of the unique things about the Memphis Music Bank is we are a nonprofit organization. So we are here to be a revenue source for you, but also an educational source. The difference is you're getting your education through real life application. So you get an opportunity to learn how to work your music publishing company while you actually make some money. So it's a great opportunity, and we look forward to welcoming more composers and publishers in the bank. So I think it's been a pretty awesome evening. Don't you think so, Christy?
Oh, yes, indeed. And I hope that you all will join us again. I think we're going to make this a regular. I think the first of every month?
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah. Keep them in the loop, keep folk in the loop. So we would need you all to subscribe and like us on YouTube. Also, make sure you're liking on Location Memphis and the Memphis Music Bank. Just follow us on all our social media. All right.
Absolutely. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right.